Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Welcome to Night of the Living Podcast.
Hey.
I'm Freddy. That's Kelley.
Sing a song.
That's Andy.
Sing out loud.
Hey.
And Amy's here.
I am.
Your camera was on your boobs before.
Well, thanks for
That's her
letting
name in
me
the
know.
gang is old camera boobs.
I'm out of
She got
beer.
confused. Yeah, she thought she was doing her she thought she was doing her OnlyFans, but not recorded.
But I'm out of beer.
If I'm not podcasting, I'm doing my OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying?
I'm out of beer.
That's my dream. I wish I had OnlyFans and people paid for it.
I wish I wasn't out of beer.
Andy, your wishes could become reality. Very easily.
No, I mean, it could be easily achieved, but I want it to be lucrative. I don't want like just 2 or 3 OnlyFans
It's
because,
hard work.
yeah.
So, Patreon's how we do this gig. And we had some new people join the club.
Yay.
Patreon.com/NOTLP. You get all of our extras there, like our old episodes. And a note on the old episodes.
Thanks for joining.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I'm going to go back and have to remove a lot of content from our main site at NOTLP.com due to back then we didn't know what the legality of playing music and such was. However, we will re-release those episodes as origins. You'll get them here with an introduction apologizing for all the stupid shit we did back then, but also I'll put out rights-safe versions of those where I cut them out. Now, what's out there is out there. If you happen to listen to an old one, you're like, hey, I spotted this. I think this might be the problem for you down the road, especially if it's like the Beatles or something. Then I can go back and fix that before it's a problem. So just let me know if you're listening to those and you come across anything like that.
Listeners, can you do some free labor for us? That would be amazing. So when you do spot those issues,
No, only if you happen to be
email
listening.
Freddy@NOTLP.com.
And just say at this time code you played this, just a heads up. If you happen to notice. But I wanted to thank new members of our Patreon. And Ed, he increased last month. He increased his pledge.
Thank you, sir.
Yay.
Morgan Swain is a new patron.
Mm-hmm. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you and welcome.
Scout Kinsley.
Yeah.
Willkommen.
And,
High five.
and R. Mason.
Thank you, R.
And you know what?
Thank you.
If you remain loyal for 3 consecutive months, you start receiving some merch. Remain loyal.
If you remain
I prize loyalty over everything.
You said that so weird.
If you remain true to us,
You get
save
stuff
yourself.
from certain amounts of monies.
Oh, Billy.
It's all explained at
If your
Patreon.com.
heart remains true to our cause, you will receive the armor that you... I don't know. I lost it.
Kelley,
great,
you
thanks.
designed all this merchandise. Why don't you say something about it?
I hope that you like it. You get yourselves a Merry Little Christmas, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
That just comes with listenership. You don't even have to patronize for a Merry Little Christmas. But results may vary. And you don't have to take the Merry Little Christmas if you're not a celebrator.
Mm.
You don't have to have it, but it does come free with your subscription. You get now. Should you start patroning? You gonna get a sticker, okay? And it's a beautiful sticker. I'm trying to remember what I did for the sticker.
It's kind of a neon-esque design.
Yeah, that's it.
Now,
It's
the early
80s.
group got a slightly different design. They got the T-shirt design on the sticker because just the timeline.
Nobody cares about any of this.
No, but what I'm saying is those are now incredibly rare.
Well, they're gone now.
They're the Pearl Jam misprint.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get a mug, and this year's mug looks like Led Zeppelin's 4 album, because I always thought Zozo looked like Zawo, so I did that. And then you're gonna get a T-shirt that's gonna come, and it's real neat. And you're gonna get a tote bag.
A toot. I'm just looking for a toot. I'm looking for a tush. Some
Don't
tush.
mess with my toot. So anyway, yeah, you get a bunch of merch, usable merch, and I make it so it's not shitty. Like sometimes you get something, you're like, oh, nice, great design, look at that, and it's just like, oh, it's the logo on a thing. I don't do that.
I love that now. Also, it's great. Patreon handles that. It's all automated and behind the scenes as far as when you get it. Now, if you want to know what you need to do to get those different levels of everything, just go to patreon.com/NOTLP. You get all that, depending on your pledge level. Then there is all the bonus stuff. Like I had mentioned Origins already, but also the sporadic occasional Night of the Comic. But the
High Five Happy Hour.
High Five Happy Hour. But more importantly, things that are there all the time. Topicana. Which is just us, where one of us asks a question of the foursome, and we all kind of...
I got to pick a question.
We all kind of...
That's right.
Think on it. And it's the philosophy hour.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun show to do and listen to.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I like that.
but thank you so much for supporting it. This, I don't know how often we say it, but it's not enough. No matter how many times we say it, this show changed our lives.
Mm-hmm.
It is the thing that got me through this pandemic. It got me through all the hard patches I've had over the past, what has it been, 14 years now? 15. We just
15.
celebrated 15.
That's right.
No, it's coming up. It's not
Coming up.
15
Oh,
yet.
it's the 23rd, right?
Yeah.
So on the 23rd, 15 years.
It brought me to my wife. My wife.
My wife.
And pretty much my entire support system, my network of friends have all come to me. Besides
Many
this group,
friends.
Yeah, countless. I hope you're doing well.
All right, enough with the
love,
the lovey-dovey, squishy.
Put that away.
Enough with the
Yeah, I just
icky
wanna-
sticky.
The show's all right.
It was about the friends we made along the way.
Andy,
It's
would
okay.
you have taken your nunchucks out this morning if it weren't for the podcast?
I take them out every morning, Freddie.
Morning?
I'm a lethal weapon with those things.
You out on the front lawn doing your practice, your
Yeah.
morning routine.
And they play "Take It to the Limit" on his boombox. Take it to the limit.
Oh, I thought you meant take it to the limit.
Oh yeah,
That's
That's
my
a-
nunchuck music.
that's his wind down.
Yeah.
Andy has nunchucks. We learned that today, and he got them out in honor of the movie we're going to be talking about later, Deadbeat by Dawn. Whomsoever. No, the movie was a pick from one of our listeners, Mikey P.
Yeah, you could get that opportunity.
Cannaday. Just go to notlb.com, look for the Dracula stamp, sign up for the mailing list, and you will be enrolled in NOTLP.
You'll be enrolled. You will audit the
University.
course.
And that's for anybody. That's for anyone, patron or non-patron listener. Sign that Dracula mailing list. You won't get spammed, and you might get to pick a movie
Yeah. So
that we may or may not like.
You won't get spammed is like a lost Flaming Lips recording, probably.
You won't get spammed. But it means a different thing.
Yeah, and he at the concerts he throws out slices of spam. It used to be cans of spam until someone got hurt.
That's awful. Would you, if somebody tossed you a slice of spam at a concert, would you eat it or would you just
Nope.
take it home?
I wouldn't do
Neither.
neither. It would hit the ground. I'd dodge it.
Yeah.
I like
Or would you
spam
get
too.
Or would you try to get it signed by the band member?
I don't know, but I think it's weird that they chose to play footage of war crimes on the big screen behind them while they threw the spam at us.
I did feel like it was ill-advised, but some of the imagery worked with the spam.
And then
weirdly.
Remember Wayne Coyne? He had those leg warmers that were made out of artificial bacon.
I do. The sizzling.
Yeah, he had the sizzling leg warmers.
Mm-hmm.
And he just dumped buckets of blood on the front row.
And you walk out on your shoulders.
He said we were complicit, whatever that means.
Yeah. This is a good show.
It was awesome.
They close with Yoshimi. It was great.
So, how are we in these maybe waning days of the pandemic?
I sewed, Amy.
Waxing days of mass shootings.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Well, we're we're vaxxed up over here.
Amy's getting hers tomorrow, right?
I'm the lagging indicator.
She is the last one.
Yes, I get
Amy's
mine
a
in
rotten
low.
egg.
She's a dragon.
Drive.
I thought I smelled something.
I hate you so much.
What's that cheese smell?
It's because you're the rotten egg.
I'll get mine tomorrow morning.
Oh, you'll get yours.
in a Kroger. It'll be exciting.
In a Kroger.
Her life is just a Kroger within a Kroger, slipping through the sands of the hourglass of our lives.
But you know what I realized? On Facebook, everybody's posting about getting their vaccine on Instagram too. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, wow, the rollout's going so well. Like everybody's getting their vaccine. But then I realized, oh, my friend group is getting it because I'm old.
Also, you follow a lot of people who are left of center who are very enthusiastically being vaccinated while red counties are denying it.
I just realized people are getting the vaccine because they opened up to our group earlier than most people. That's true. I don't have 20-year-olds in my feed either. So
yeah,
I have some
I don't see them posting stuff.
I have some former coworkers who were trying to plan, like, when are we going to finally be able to get back together and just have a happy hour? And they were like, oh, I'm getting my first shot and such. And then I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for my second. Because you're all younger than me.
Well, Andy said he doesn't have 20-year-olds in his feed. And you know who does? Leatherface.
Mm-hmm. He's got him in his feed.
He eats people. Young people.
Oh, his feed. Like
they mix it into his alfalfa and then when Leatherface straps on his bag.
When he puts on the rouge and he starts preparing the 20-year-old for dinner. That's a horror reference for you, just in case you were wondering what the show was about.
No, I get it. But nobody refers to their food as feed except animals.
Well, I would consider Leatherface an animal. Are you a sympathizer?
He's a human being.
Are you a Leatherface sympathizer?
Well,
he's a denier of the massacre.
Are you an apologist?
Are we not animals, Andy? Are we not?
It's all the more tragic in that there were 20-year-olds in his feed.
And I'd say we've been acting a little too animalistic lately.
I know we have.
Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, I've been acting animalistically lately.
What? Oh, God.
Finger guns, wink, nudge.
So,
we got it. We got it.
I would like to die. So
sexually.
Oh my God.
Sex. I want to have sex.
Flicks. Time to have sex. That song got me through some hard times.
It was just like the podcast.
Yeah.
It got through some hard times.
No, different kind of hard.
Yeah. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Am I right?
Wink, wink.
Oh my!
I hope
God.
I'm not being too subtle. Wink, nudge, boner.
Are we?
That's what I like about your comedy. Yeah, it's a thinking man's comedy. It's not obvious.
Well, you call comedy,
I
call just living my life, Andy.
But it's accessible.
And you're laughing at it. I'm over
the
here.
Show.
It must be nice for all the idiots in the world to have representation on this show.
It matters. I want to be the first idiotic Marvel superhero.
You mean like the first superhero that's a liability?
Yeah.
I very much guarantee you're going to be apologizing for this.
Yeah. It's like, damn
in
it.
another 15 years.
Yeah.
It's like who called him on to for this caper?
You guys said some pretty upsetting things about white males over the age of 40 and under the age of 50 in episode 749, which is now considered a marginalized group.
Don't take idiot away from me.
Oh, not yet. You're still good, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I still
That's
say
what the
crazy,
men's rights
too.
people think.
Right.
They think that is going to happen.
They're going to take the word idiot away.
Because they're like, hey, man, we've been called this too much. It's now synonymous with us.
Well, it's not like idiot. Idiot doesn't have a color or a gender or a sex.
Yeah.
Anybody can be an idiot.
But is it ableist?
I'm thinking sitcom husband.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think that's going to be considered like a gross stereotype down the
I
road?
think we're making jokes.
That's not what I meant.
Where he's drinking beer and she's like,
that? No.
and yeah, that won't ever become out of fashion. It'll be just accepted that that's a representation of the middle-aged white American male. According to Jim's, the Kevin James's is.
I love a Kevin James.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a big King of Queens fan, and you know what, Paul Blart, I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
Me too.
And
Do you like?
yeah, it was
did too.
so
I thought
dumb and fun.
No, the first one was, but the subsequent sequels, no.
Oh,
I didn't
see
watch the sequel. Did I?
I think I actually
I don't
did
know.
accidentally once.
Did he become like a legit cop in the second one or something?
He became a blartist.
Pick up Blartist.
Yep. Adrian Brody played him
Yeah.
in The Blartist. He got an Academy Award. No, that was The Pianist. Never mind. The Artist is a whole different movie entirely. This is something that I do all the time.
That's good stuff. Oh, don't look behind you, Kelley. There's a ghost. Kelly's got a ghost in his basement.
Oh. Hi.
Hey, what's up, ghosty
Hey,
ghost?
lady.
He said hi to the ghost. Bye,
Everyone
ghost.
says hi to you.
Hi.
Hi, Alise. You're
The
not a
says
ghost.
hi.
You're quite alive.
She's leaving you roses on the stairs behind you right now.
Some shenanigans. Okay.
Surprises to let you know she cares.
Yeah. All right. Have we bantered enough? Shall we move on?
Let's move on.
Shall we? Shall we?
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
Every journey has its road, and every road, sooner or later, comes to a crossing, a sudden juncture, and only one choice to make. That crossing arrived for us too, but no one could have imagined that it would change our fates forever.
It's showtime.
We called it the Nocturne Wanderer. It feeds off of blood and liquids, like a vampire or a leech. Now it's fed on IQ. It won't stop until it's finished.
Well, all right. I'm sorry to do this because I know I've done a lot of positive reviews for a lot of these movies recently. And I'm sorry, filmmakers, if you're listening to this that made this movie. I'm not going to be mean, but I'm also not going to go out of my way to be nice. This is not a recommend. Shortcut. The best thing about this movie is the Veritas Ventures or Gravitas Ventures logo font.
Oh.
You know,
I was looking at it before you ran the trailer, and I was like, that's a pretty nice font though.
the trailer didn't look bad.
No, it doesn't, does it?
No. It kind of
Well-
looks like Harry Potter meets Mimic.
This is what they want you to think it is. And I'm going to spoil this. It is not a recommend. This movie feels like a movie that was made by people who think the things that make a Harry Potter or the Goonies or a Monster Squad is just like elements of those things. So I very much feel like they thought they were giving us a Goonies style kind of thing, where they thought, like, if we just throw a bunch of kids together who have different accents, not even different accents, really, mostly the same accent.
But kids with accents.
It's a ragtag group.
But it's not. That's even what I'm trying. Like, they think if they throw a bunch of different kids together, they're gonna just be the Goonies, and you put them in a bus,
and you get Kids Incorporated instead.
And there's a monster. Yeah, you get Kids Incorporated, and Fergie goes on to Call You 2000 Late.
Yeah,
but nothing was earned in this movie. This just, you have these kids who are on a bus and they're going on a field trip somewhere. You don't really know why. And they have a bus driver and he's talking to them, and there are no other adults. It's just this bus driver and these kids, and they're in the woods, and then a monster shows up. No, a killer shows up and a monster, and the monster kills the killer and the bus driver. Kids are in a tunnel. Nothing happened. Like, there's nothing really happens in this movie. You'd say, but Kelley, there's a monster in this movie. There is.
You're like, it doesn't, just because there is a monster doesn't mean something happens, right?
Nothing happens. It just shows
hey, look,
up.
There's a monster. And
that's
like,
kind of how it is. It shows up. It makes a bunch of sounds. I don't even know what it really looked like at this point. There were drawings of it. There's apparently a character in the past. Oh, yeah, because it was narrated by what I think might be the director, and it's just a terrible voiceover. And so apparently someone...
This is a film about monsters and kids with different accents. And this is the bus they're on, and this is the tunnel they're in. Enjoy.
And like, it's just nothing is earned. Like, and the kids aren't, it's not a ragtag group. Like, you don't even get like archetypes or like broad general types of characters. I think they wanted to avoid that, but like the things they were trying to lean into almost require you to have that, because these kids were like sort of indecipherable. There was the kid with the strong accent, and then all the other kids.
From his perspective, everyone else had the strong accents. And think about it.
I feel like that's an argument I'm having with a lot of stuff that's newer. Is the lack of like earnedness in how the characters are and how they interact.
Exactly. Nothing. You're like, so they're all just. It is like people are just watching old movies and they're like, I want to make my version of that, and they just think if they just throw all the elements in, it's like when somebody tries to make cookies and they just dump everything in a bowl, and then they just dump all the wet ingredients on a cookie sheet, and they walk away from it, and they come back expecting there to be cookies,
but there's just a dry and wet lump. It's dry in parts and wet in parts, and it's a big lump.
Yeah.
It's sharp because of all the eggshells they never they just threw in.
And there's bits of the Toll House cookie bag from the chips is burned in there because they just threw the bag in, didn't open it.
Yeah, they just left it on top. So this is just really, I mean, if I want to say anything positive about it, some of the I thought they were trying to go for like this fairy tale vibe, which a little bit I guess they were. And some of the cinematography was kind of cool, some of the lighting and stuff, but then it went nowhere. Nothing went anywhere. There were no twists and turns. The monster, I don't know, was it a supernatural? Was it a crypt? I don't know what it even was.
Oh, you didn't get it? The monster was us.
They did a poor job of telegraphing that it was us. It was just not good.
I have to say the trailer looked epic, and they were going for this grand thing. It didn't look like, it sounds like they tried for something that was out of their league.
Yeah, that's what they thought. They did think that. Like, I feel like this production thought it was doing Goonies.
I feel like from what you're saying, that the things they could have done without swinging for the fences are the things they didn't bother with. Like a character development, those intimate interactions that let you know who those people are before you throw them into this perilous situation. So like there, you get so focused on the back end of getting to your big money shot sequences, and then you lose the whole heart of what you're doing.
There's that, which also there are no money shot sequences really. Like everything is just a real letdown. And like they try to give you those moments even of like characters having these moments, but it's like they don't understand how any of that works. Like there's this moment where like what you think should be the bully kid maybe is defending the nerd kid, but neither of them are particularly a bully or a nerd, and no one else is mean to anyone. Like, I mean, it's great. Everyone is nice-ish.
Every one of us is a jock, a spaz.
But it's just, there's no, everything is just so like, it's all the same. Everything is just like it's just a big cookie mess. It has a bunch of good elements that should go together and make something wonderful.
Like you can find one moist, chewy piece to break off, and you're like, that tastes almost like a cookie.
But there isn't. Other than, I guess, it has a kind of okay look from time to time.
Same has been said of me.
It's just not, I mean, it's just it's
like if a contestant on Nailed It was trying to make a movie.
I wouldn't.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't even recommend this in the way I recommended Slacks, where like that movie wasn't for me, but like it was an okay movie. This, don't bother with it.
Amy just blew my mind.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You just came up with a great idea where it's like Nailed It.
Can you believe that, Amy? You did.
Can you believe it?
What?
Amy, that brain of yours is not just for lookins.
Yeah, look at her hot brain. Oh
Think
my
about
God.
this for a minute.
You're not just a piece of ass. You got something going on upstairs.
You could do a Nailed It type show with amateur filmmakers recreating great scenes from big movies.
That would be fun.
Wouldn't that be a fun show?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then they'd be like, let's see what you guys did. And they could even do the drop down like they do for the cakes, except it's giant because there's a screen behind it. But it could still be like, doosh.
But I have to say that's kind of dangerous because the point of Nailed It is to have these amateur bakers that don't know anything.
Yeah.
And you see the results. But I think it's kind of a snake eating its own tail now because people are being self-aware about the show. And I think they're purposely trying to make bad things now.
I think that's a personal toxicity you're letting creep into your enjoyment.
I don't get that at all. I love that show.
No, there are some contestants that are very self-aware. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they don't try. And
you got to let that go, like, Andy, for your own health.
No, I'm not. I'm just seeing there are people that are
cynical
on,
about people being cynical.
Yeah.
That they're on. Yeah. And they putting on a character on that show.
That's why they were cast, because they're on.
Like the first seasons, I feel were very genuine.
I see what you're saying. Like it's not just regular people anymore. Like these are
regular people.
These are the casting call crowd.
Yeah, it's people that have seen the show and they're looking for catchphrases and.
Well, it's even celebrities on there now too.
Yeah, that's that Joey Kim, who is a great actress. Mm-hmm. But it's at the same time of watching her doing that show, I felt that she was on a character almost. And when you say like,
it seemed like she was just having fun with her sister.
Yeah. But like we have a show where you're trying to recreate these movie scenes. I feel like they're gonna.
Well, some people are gonna acting.
Try their best, but they're gonna purposely put out a bad product just so they can become a meme or something.
Yeah, but isn't it also like in the nature of it? Like
this is all speculative.
I think the judge would be like, "Did you get the lighting right? The staging right?" There would be criteria to judge it on, and then if people decide to deliberately fuck it up for humor, I'm okay with that. I like being entertained.
So anyway,
like
Kelley,
Casablanca, I'd be like, yeah, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and then they fart audibly, and then the Ingrid Bergman character throws up on him when she smells it, and they're like, nailed it.
I like the group where she just like raises her eyebrow just the tiniest bit.
Yeah,
I like the subtlety of that where she smells the fart. She gives you fart smell face, but like you really have to.
When you said that, I imagine Nicole Byers doing that from the judge table. Doing the raise the eyebrow, and then she also throws up, and Jacques is there, and he gets thrown up on, and then he turns and he throws up all over Will Wheaton or somebody.
All over Will Wheaton and Davy Hogan.
Yeah, Ralph Mouth.
They're not
Fotsy.
like any of the guests.
Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa Joe.
Alf.
Alf is a guest judge.
Lemony Snicket.
Willie's dead.
Right.
That's Lemony Snicket's just that's his criticism of everything is another series of unfortunate events.
No matter how good or bad it is, that's just what he says.
You guys get to pick your scene from one of these. Halle Berry's breakdown in Monsters Ball. This is my Nicole Byers impersonation.
Okay, here's the thing about Freddy references that scene so much. Monsters Ball more than any movie.
Well, it's a
It makes
weird.
it feel good.
It's a scene that
It's
I
the
haven't-
one scene.
Yeah,
He's
and
never seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. I've only
But
seen the
always-
Notorious scene.
You've seen his
least-
balls though, right?
You see
Yeah,
Billy
at
Bob
least-
Thornton's balls pretty good.
At
Yeah.
least once, every time we hang out, he's always like, "Make me feel good."
I like to feel
He
good.
does.
The movie, that part of the movie spoke to me. Her saying, it's the desperation of wanting to feel good.
It feels
and you
good.
can't get there. You're just like, I want to feel good. Make me feel good. And you get mad because you're not getting made to feel good. I get it.
Is this how you felt watching your movie, Kelley?
Yeah.
I wanted it to make me feel
You
good.
wanted to feel good. You wanted Billy Bob Thornton to come up and
I
fuck
just
you,
felt
but-
nothing. It was like it was jerking me off with a completely open hand, like nothing.
Just slapping it.
Our next scene is from Oliver Stone's Platoon. It's one where the chopper flies away, abandoning him in the field.
And you have half an hour to do it.
Jacques, how would you film this scene? I would start with fondant. I would eat a lot of fondant, and then I would rent a helicopter from a reasonably priced helicopterium. And then I would rent period accurate Army and Navy uniforms from a local. I'm turning German.
All right. Guess what?
Sorry to all the French people out there.
Is it time to jerk the jack?
It's time to crank the jack.
It's time to jerk the jack.
We can jerk the jack. Whatever you want to do. We're still doing something with this jack in the box. We're going to pass it
We're gonna
around.
knick-knack paddywhack it. You know what I mean?
And our first up is Andy.
Andy baby.
Did I lose or win? Slash
I am Dracula.
Now, you could have won. You could have lost. We don't know yet. Your movie was just on my phone, but now the page is refreshing itself.
Nothing like a fresh page.
You're really building that tension. You're ratcheting it up.
I'm
Rock solid
ratcheting
alibi
it.
and a fresh page.
Amy's so ratchet.
I am very ratchet. Okay. This movie is on Shudder. It is called Random Acts of Violence.
Ooh, that sounds nasty.
What?
It sounds like a mean movie.
No. Listen,
Yeah.
listen. When comic,
No.
I wouldn't pick a nasty one. You know I don't
Pick
do
a
that.
nasty one. Are we talking
She's not
boogers?
nasty.
If anything looks like it's going to be like disturbingly violent, like in a real sense,
Okay.
or like just mean, it's not part of this. We're in a pandemic. Fucking cops are being
It's not our
bad.
jam.
It's our jam. Our jam down here.
And I just broke the internet.
Oh, I thought that was the poltergeist.
Well,
What did you do?
I knocked over the puck.
And why did you do it?
I don't know.
Okay.
When comic book creator Ted Walkley, along with his wife Kathy, assistant Aurora, and best friend and Hard Caliber Comics owner Ezra, go on a road trip from Toronto to New York City for Comic-Con, bad things start to happen. Phew.
Is it filmed at Comic-Con?
People start getting killed in a fashion eerily similar to the kills portrayed in his comic Slasher Man. It becomes clear that a very avid fan is out there following them and hurting people and using Todd's comic as inspiration.
Was he bitten by a radioactive slasher?
No, he has all the same powers.
It's got the guy from Cabin in the Woods,
Which one?
the guy that was on Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, the white guy.
No.
It's like that
black
game,
guy.
Blather.
The black guy, okay.
Blather Round.
Jay Baruchel's in this movie.
Oh, you'd like him.
I like Jay Baruchel.
I like both of those guys.
He was on Are You Afraid of the
people.
Dark?
Yeah.
Remember?
Amy, did you say you don't like Jay Baruchel?
No, I do like Jay Baruchel.
Oh, okay.
Remember the Goon? Did you guys see that? The hockey movie? It's so good. It's Sean William Scott, Jay Baruchel.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in that.
They made a sequel to it that I haven't seen, but I love the first one. And was it Liev Schreiber? Was he in that?
I don't remember. I did like the movie, but I don't remember.
Yeah, who was the other skater hockey player.
Gator boy.
He's the skater boy.
All right, Andy, you're up next
Well,
week.
we'll certainly look forward to that.
Oh.
I don't mind at all getting the Russian roulettes because lately it's been Kelley and Freddy show.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give Andy some shower some golden attention on him.
Yeah, you can have like the next 3 or 4 of mine if you want.
It got to a point where I was like, is Amy sabotaging me? Does she not like my reviews?
I am 100% shuffling the.
She's like, trust the papers that I am in charge of.
No, it's just because I get it chosen so rare, like infrequently that it can't be a coincidence.
Andy, I swear to God.
It can't be.
It's cute. Amy Q told me this.
You know what? You can start picking then.
Blue Jar.
Did you see the documentary?
It's an inside joke for people that are at the meetup.
I know what's up.
I remember it.
Yeah.
All right.
You can come to a meetup. We do Zoom meetups if you're a patron every Thursday night.
Oh.
Blue Jar. That's all. You know. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, I'm not telling you.
If you know it, you've been activated.
Smug smile. Nerd smile. Smug nerd. 20th level paladin. Push the glasses up.
Can we move on?
You mean with our lives?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always wanted to work
Oh my God.
somewhere sunny near the beach.
The show's over. Bye.
Danny wants, Danny gets. You be a good girl and everything's cool. This is so great.
Oh, his deadpan delivered. It's like, look, this is business, kid. Where have you been?
The first special effect came.
That audio from this trailer is for the Arrow Video story, which Arrow Video re-released 30th anniversary edition of Deadbeat by Dawn, which is the version that I guess they restored, or Deadbeat at Dawn.
See, I keep getting it wrong. When I think I know what it is, then I forget and revert to the wrong.
And what that is, this is a movie I'd never heard of.
Me either.
So I'm so happy that Mikey P recommended this because I had a really good time with it.
It was, I mean, like all we had like a break with Mad Max with Road Warrior where I felt like that was like a good movie.
Yeah.
But like the Bronx Warriors and this one, this is just cheese, delightful cheese.
Yeah, it's a confounding movie because at points it's so bad, but there are other points where like, wow, this is a really good movie.
Yeah. Same. What this movie felt like to me was like a trauma movie that almost was. Like this felt like the movies that get sent to Lloyd Kaufman. This was one like that made it to like the last round and then something else got picked instead, you know? Like it didn't have quite enough going on under the hood, you know, because a lot of trauma movies are pretty intelligent no matter how gross and fucked up they are. Like I feel like there wasn't a lot going on
plot
in terms
story.
of a cohesive
Character
story.
development.
Well, here I'm going to set the stage for you. First, here's just the quick synopsis from IMDb, because this movie is hard to synopsize otherwise. One less job separates the leader of the Ravens gang from an early retirement when he finds his girlfriend beaten to death by members of a rival gang. He seeks revenge, knowing that he may be dead by dawn. Dead by dawn. Will more blood bring her back? This is a young, early 20s aged filmmaker named Jim Van Beber.
Local guy, Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
And this is, Amy, you said it took 4 years to make?
That's what it said in the trivia.
I believe it, because you can see the growth, and I almost feel like this was maybe shot in the order of the story because the filmmaking improves. By the time you get to the third act, it's a different level.
And it's different because he has a beard in the second half.
Yeah.
It's shot in Dayton, which I lived there for a little while. I know some of our listeners still continue to live there. And I recognized a lot of spots.
Yeah.
So that's a reason.
Yeah.
I love it. It does have that feeling of friends. If you could find 20 friends that were the same level of enthusiasm for something as you, that's the magic of this movie, I think, in that, like, nobody was just doing somebody a favor. Everybody was there because they were having a good time.
Yeah, and I have to say, they really honestly did try.
Yeah, some of the directing is great.
Yeah, that's why it reminds me of like El Mariachi or John Waters movies.
Yeah,
because they're really going for it in all those movies. And the director, this guy, he really goes for it. And I feel a lot of people got hurt because they're not necessarily know what they're doing, but they're trying anyway.
Yeah.
Crazy fight sequences, and you're like, somebody broke something.
I have a theory about
so
that.
Ernest.
Yeah, it really is. And also, I think my theory is that Jim Van Beber is like a Charles Manson type of charismatic leader, wherein people will do anything for him. And I'll tell you this because I came to that point when in the first act of this movie, I'm giggling at him because he has a weird
he's the director and the star.
The director and the star of the film.
He's Goose.
He's got a Nicolas Cage quality about him, but also a little bit of Spicoli. Yeah. And he, in the beginning, it's kind of just goofy and you laugh. You're like, guy is almost like a Tommy Wiseau type.
I had the same. I was like, this is Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah,
doing the greatest. It's actually Andy Kaufman doing Tommy Wiseau doing this guy.
So it's like he won me by the second act. I was on board. By the third act, I was willing to do anything for him.
Well, it's because you see his confidence in it, and you go along for the ride because he's just so sure of what he's doing, and it's not necessarily reflected on what's on screen, but he does have really good skill in certain areas.
No, and I will give him this too, which again, I'm not going to say the writing is good in any way at all or anything, but again, they did try, and in a way where you could tell he really believed in his character, and he felt for his character and he wanted his character to be three-dimensional. So he didn't really have, I don't think, the skill to execute that the way a really talented writer, actor, director could do. But he knew the things that should be happening. And it kind of works,
Yeah. I think the payoff in the third act just says it all for me. I was so into it. And I'd love for the 30th anniversary edition, they did this special poster that looks like a really legit work of art.
Well, after watching this, I was thinking how awesome it would be to have a panel with him at a con just to ask the behind the scenes stuff of the filming, especially the action scenes.
Oh my God. Did he make a Manson family movie?
He did. Yeah.
He did. It took several years to make. That one also took a long time.
Oh my God. I didn't even know that when I said that. I didn't know that.
Oh my God.
Until just now.
Oh
and
my God,
I was just thinking of how he had a Manson-esque quality, in the way he could get people to do stuff.
Yeah.
And now,
for you, if you ever meet this guy,
I feel like I blew my mind.
So, okay. Well, here's where we are in the year 2021. You guys are saying, I really, Freddy's I'd do the thing for this guy, man. I love this movie. He was so great. And you guys were talking nice about him. So I did a quick Google.
No.
I didn't find anything. Good. But it's I wanted to make sure somebody didn't come back to us and go, I can't believe you didn't know that he ate puppies and voted for Trump,
It turns out he actually did have a cult.
Right.
And did you guys feel like if they sounded like they all had Pennsylvania accents? Or was I the only person that thought that? Or is that does Dayton have its own accent? It's literally like less than an hour away from here.
I don't think so, but the Middletown has its own accent.
Oh, so
I didn't
weird.
catch it.
Yeah.
You didn't notice that they were like, "So she's dead, Mal." There was like a water race.
It was that like a Pennsylvania accent with the mixed with like Southern California in a way.
It was exactly.
Just his delivery was just so
the
laid
Dayton
back.
way.
Very surfer.
Yeah, I thought it was very dude.
Yeah.
I'm like a dude.
I'm just like a surfer from like Central Ohio.
Well, the little so they have extras on the copy we bought, and one of them was a little behind the scenes. Somebody had been filming when they were doing this back in 86, 87. And they're smoking joints and drinking beer the whole time.
Yeah.
So that'll like make your voice go a little, bro.
I feel like they were ready to tackle almost any challenge that was thrown at them in making this. Like his cameraman, who was wearing like a Marlboro Miles red ball cap, where you send away and get the free ball cap, but it also looked like he had the shirt
And khakis. Don't forget the
khakis. And he's the cameraman. And they do this really elaborate. This is part of the third act filming where they have the big fight sequence, and they're filming the breaking of the arm. I have a cough coming.
Oh gosh, and so
he ruins the film, so they lose the whole day of shooting, which
it was heartbreaking to watch.
It was because, and that speaks to like kind of that instinct I had of I think he was really hurt to let down this filmmaker,
and I said that, but the filmmaker's reaction was just so laid back, and that made me like the filmmaker even more. Just his reaction to it, because he was like, "Hey, it is what it is. Let's go for this again."
Yeah, and they had done a lot of work. I mean, like they were moving up, they were on bridges and everything, like all over the place.
Yeah, and I want to say again, the camera work really, really great. I continuously said that throughout watching it, like how impressed I was. Because again, this movie does remind me a little bit of, and this was funny because our friend Justin Oberholzer, he just reviewed the movie Things, which we reviewed.
I love Things.
And this kind of reminded me a little bit. This is much better than Things on every single level, but it does have that same like passion project, like just somebody making their own movie, but with a little bit more like. The people that made this, they definitely had talent. It just, it didn't necessarily come together.
Don't you feel like
way.
Like that lack of cynicism that movies like Things and Deadbeat at Dawn have? Like that's what separates them from current.
It is, and because I enjoyed Things as well. Like, I mean, it's not good in like what you would consider a good movie, but I like it for what it is. And I haven't always been easy on backyard movies, and I'm not saying I even am, because there are plenty that are just like, you didn't do anything with it. But these both stand out because there was clear talent. Like,
right. I feel that way about Wood Chipper Massacre as well.
Yeah, I think you can tell when like passion and earnestness comes across on screen.
Yeah.
Because that's what like true camp is, when they are earnest about what they do, and they may not succeed at it, but you can tell that they're trying and they believe what they're doing.
And they do use like gels and colored lighting in this. And in particular, I have a still up right now that is this close talking scene. That's very like artistic. There are moments of like an attempt
there's a lot
at
of
art.
great artsy stuff. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. The scenes with his dad.
Those are so weird.
That was like it was like an acid trip watching that.
No,
it was just so out of the different than what we saw before.
Yeah,
and his performance was just so complete 180 from everything else that I thought he was like, is he actually on drugs?
Well, and at first, didn't you guys didn't seem super clear that it was his dad, right?
I was like, all of a sudden he starts calling him dad in a fight, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I didn't know at first either. I thought it was a stranger
that he had just wandered in it. So like Goose he's going to get out of the gang, because his girlfriend wants him to get out of the gang. But then she gets murdered because then there are the spiders.
They beat her to death with drivers, golf clubs.
Yeah.
Real lazily.
So
it was a very lackadaisical murder.
It's a golf club, and you'd think they would swing at it or beat somebody with, but instead they stab her with it instead of beating her with it. It's so.
But think about that action sequence, and then think about the action sequence that they have for the finale, and the two of them. It just shows like how changes so much.
It's because he wasn't involved in that scene. That's why the action was so lackadaisical, because he actually does have skill in stunts and stuff like that.
But he brings it out of his performers too, because when you see him interacting with them in the big fight scene in the third act, he makes his co-stars look really good in that sequence.
Yeah.
But in this scene, it's maybe because it was close quarters and they were trying to be safe. It was a little more like, it wasn't as
well, he wasn't there to lift people up and make them look better.
Yeah.
It's also possible that they thought they were going for like trying to make it more horrific by just being so like to those characters. I'm just trying to say maybe it was even meant intentionally and just doesn't come across.
Yeah.
As just like they were just so casually and callously murdering this girl in what would be really a horrible, horrible, horrible way.
Kind of like a Last House on the Left kind of thing.
Yeah. Because I actually love the one guy of the two of those characters, the real crazy one.
Yeah.
I love some of the acting choices in this movie. And that character, like,
is he the one who says, "I hate everybody"?
Yeah, because he's trying so hard to be like really scary, and like he does pull off
He's got a cute little munchkin face.
Do you
he pulls off a weird, unsettling performance? It's interesting.
You feel like you're hearing the actor's process out loud of him trying to psych himself up to be this mean, crazy guy. Yeah. And instead of him saying it to himself, that's the dialogue leading up to the scenes of violence.
I hate everybody.
I hate everybody. Hate this. Hate that. Hate everybody. Okay, I'm ready. We filmed it.
Was he the guy that was just on the rooftop and just shouted out motherfuckers?
Yeah, the guy with the red beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they casually kill his girlfriend. He goes on a bender. That's when he shows up at his dad's house. But to me, I'm like, he just broke into somebody's fucking apartment.
Yeah.
But it's his dad, and his dad's got a drug problem.
And no shirts.
He's
a lot like my dad.
Yeah. No, your dad didn't have a drug problem.
No, he was an alcoholic, though.
Well, hey.
So was this guy, apparently, because he said, "I'm out of beer! Oh, God!"
But then
he was out of beer, and it was a big deal.
This is where Goose gets recruited to work with the men he knows killed his girlfriend for one last heist.
One more go around.
I can't remember what they were stealing.
It's an armored truck.
Oh, that's right. It was a Brinks truck.
Like, the thing is, Goose is out.
$100,000. That's right.
That's all that was in there.
Yeah. Goose he was retiring from being the leader of the Ravens. The new guy is like, we're going to team up with the Spiders. We're going to meld our gangs together. And Goose is like, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't want to be a part of this, but I'll do this for you so I can be done.
That old chestnut.
Then there's a double cross.
That old chestnut.
And then it's just fight.
Chet's nuts.
Because Goose steals the money from all of them, and he's on the run trying to get the money to his dead girlfriend's freaked out sister.
Yeah. So he has this arc that is actually like a noble kind of redemption story. But he also has the Rambo style montage of suiting up to go do this final fight scene.
But they're all like knives and Chinese throwing stars.
Yeah. It was flea market stuff.
Yeah. It's very, it was supposed to come across as like, wow, he's like really suiting up. Everybody's fucked because like all the stuff he's bringing, but it seemed very childlike the way it was came across.
It was very make-believe-esque. Like he had a leather belt that he put across his chest. He put looks like a kitchen knife in the back part. There's no scabbard or anything or sheath to hold it. He's just putting it through the belt like you would when you're a kid when you're playing Rambo. Yeah. And there's nothing to hold it there. It's gonna fall out first time he moves.
And when you're a kid, the the most badass thing you could think of was Chinese throwing stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the brass knuckle knife. Man, when I was a kid, this spoke to me in a lot of ways, this scene, because my neighbor, my ne'er-do-well neighbor and best friend as a child, had a ton of weapons. Like just weapons and porno mags. And this is exactly
like that.
This is exactly what happens in the movie. He pulls the box out that has all the dirty magazines, moves the dirty magazines, and there is the knives and the Chinese stars and all that stuff. And I'm like, this is my childhood right here. Let's go out and play. We would throw those fucking things at each other.
Yeah. And there's at one point he's doing like martial arts moves and he's kicking branches on a tree. And I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what we did when we play fought. You know? The
only thing that's missing is him in a swimming pool acting like he can do flying kicks. Do you guys do that?
Yes. I will give this guy one thing. I was expecting, usually when this guy makes this movie, because we've seen this.
Yeah, this sort of thing. Yeah.
They make the character invincible, and this guy played him like a real, like I expected he was going to like be this like just ass kicking monster at the beginning. And he actually gets his ass handed to him time and time and time again very easily. And he plays him pretty sensitive and sympathetic. I found that interesting. Again, it's not necessarily executed expertly, but it was interesting.
So, the leader of the snakes?
No, this is the guy.
Or spiders, I mean.
The Raven spiders.
He's the Raven.
He's the
guy
Raven. He's the new Raven. That's right. That is so Raven.
Yeah, that's...
I should have known when I saw it. I was like, that's a Raven. And is he the leader of the snakes? And that's not even a gang in the movie. But he's kind of, this actor is almost at moments channeling Sidney Poitier, which I thought was really weird. I mean, he doesn't do it the whole movie, but there are moments in the movie where it's like he's doing a Sidney Poitier impersonation.
Yeah. I think that added to the charm of it because he's really going for it. He thinks he's in this Oscar caliber movie and he's really trying.
Yeah.
That's the thing. No actor took it easy. They were like, I'm giving my everything to my reading and my performance. Again, most of it wasn't great, but it was like, I can see that you were trying to give me something and I appreciate it.
And everybody's trying to do, like Freddy said, the leader of the Ravens is going for super serious. And the squirrely guy with the beard, he's just going for crazy.
Yeah.
So there's so many different types of performances in this movie.
So then, I think that Dayton is really the 21st character in this movie.
Agreed.
But and nothing encapsulates Dayton more than drinking beer out of pitchers with a girl in a tube top.
Yep. That happened.
And I think that nailed it. And Drexel Dave, if for some reason this gets to you, I remember you being the epitome of what Dayton is to me when we used to play out in we would do shows with Drexel Dave. He's a musician from Dayton. I don't know what he's doing these days, but he has a great Planet of the Apes song called You Damn Dirty Ape. It's pretty great.
Memorable character.
But he might have been in this for all I know. It feels like something he would have. At minimum, he's friends with these people, I'm sure. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Oh, we're looking right now, listener, at a screenshot of him talking to his shirtless dad.
Yeah.
That guy.
I gotta say, this guy, he's pretty fit.
He gave.
He's not what you
everything.
expect.
Yeah.
No.
You're like, oh, look at that guy. He could have been like a Star Trek captain.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
He's stocky, but he's not fat.
You could sell him as like Kirk's buddy from Starfleet Academy.
Absolutely. He's powerfully built.
Okay.
Yeah. And he'd be like, James Kirk. And he's like, I'm out of beer. Give me some goddamn beer, James.
He's got that classic like 30s, 40s, 50s action star figure, like the barrel chest.
Like George Reeves.
George Reeves or Kirk Douglas. That type of body.
I guess I'm saying, like, I would not have a shirt on either if I was built like this guy. Yeah, he's got a classic good body.
All right.
A little stocky.
That's his name, classic good body.
He's a little Jerry Stiller in the shoulder area.
Yeah. Why don't you get your laser pointer out
Yeah.
Let's tell him where he can improve.
His pants fit real good right here.
Oh my God.
Freddy's exploring his sexuality right now.
Yeah.
Good for you, baby.
He's got that little bit of a six pack.
A little bit. Oh, this guy's hand is bloody. Remember when he crushed his girlfriend in the trash compactor?
Oh,
Yeah.
a thing I want to bring up that so the voodoo angle.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
I
just
totally
came out.
forgot about that.
I don't know if it even was voodoo.
Well, because it came and went.
So the movie opens with the girlfriend who ends up, getting beat to death. She's at a fortune teller or not. No, she's meeting with somebody that clearly they share the same type of occultish religion. And she's like, I've been doing the rituals. I've been saying the words or blah, blah, blah.
Got my vision board up. Look, here he is. There's his dad. No shirt.
She uses a Ouija board later.
A Parker Brothers official Ouija board.
Her vision board,
And-
she put paper doll shirts on the father. That's the picture she has up. She keeps trying to get him to wear shirts.
That's what's not working with
And
all
his
the rituals.
body keeps rejecting him.
But she even gives him this necklace. And she's like, you need to wear this for protection or whatever. And he's like, I don't want any of your voodoo shit. But like later he ends up wearing it. But they make a big deal out of her being some sort of non-standard religion of some sort.
Non-standard religion.
I'm not reducing
70s
voodoo
hit.
versus all organized religions suck, but she's not part of that.
She has a Ouija board.
But then nothing comes of it. There's no like supernatural element. It
The
was
Ouija
just,
board, though.
but nothing.
It all goes away.
Oh, that was very supernatural. Because that's where her arc ends. She's like, Will, I forgot his name.
Goose.
Thank you. How did
Sorry, I was
forget
trying
that?
to swallow water.
Will Goose die today? No. Oh, good. Will I? Yeah. And that's it. And that's the end of the supernatural element
she
because
dies.
she dies, and then they're like, "Oh, that part of the movie's done. That's
That's a
a
different
wrap.
movie.
That's a wrap on girlfriend. Put her in the baler,
Yeah.
and because
Freddie and I,
that's a future.
we were
funeral.
worried he like kind of wrapped her up and threw her in the baler without really like super double checking she was dead. Like he just kind of held her and cried and then put her and squished her.
Her intestines were out all over the place.
Yeah, remember that the guy that murdered her, he was like, her snakes. It looked like snakes.
Oh, that's what that was referencing.
And he had
It was
described
talking about
that
her
when he found
intestines.
her, she was unrecognizable. Like,
So I trust Goose. I trust Goose's judgment when he sees
All right.
a sentence that's
girlfriend's-
never been uttered before.
When he sees his girlfriend's intestines are out, I trust him that he knows that she's dead.
That's fine, but I'm gonna need you as my friends to at
Look
least
for a pulse.
look for a pulse if you could.
even if your intestines are spilled out all over
Yes.
the dock.
Hi,
Hold up a
Yes.
mirror-
my name's
hold up a mirror
Goose.
to your nose.
Like have a medical professional
Yeah.
inspect me before you squish me. Okay.
My name's
And then
Goose,
you
and I'm
get
running for Dayton City Council. My opponent would have you believe that I put my live girlfriend in a baler. The truth of the matter is, her intestines were out. Get the whole story at my website.
Sounds like Matt Gates stuff or something.
Goose crushes girlfriend in baler.gov.
What a long time. What a long website title.
I bet we could get it.
The most satisfying part is when her bones start crunching.
Well, Amy, I'm glad that you gave us your blessing to put you in a baler if needed.
Yeah. But again,
We're gonna have to get a baler though.
I don't want you to
my
focus
God.
on that part. I want you to focus on the check for my pulse and have a medical professional examine me first.
You know what this movie was missing, and you kind of expect it, is later when they're like, "Where's your girlfriend, Goose?" And he's like, "She had to bail." But because he
Missed
loved her,
opportunity.
he couldn't do the one-liner. That's where this character has depth. He should think it. There should be like the Octagon thing they did with Chuck Norris where he has the internal monologue and it echoes and stuff. And he's like, she had to bail. She had to bail. But then he says, she's passed on to a better place out loud because he's classy.
It shows you how classy he is that he chose not to say. He thought it and didn't say it.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
That's how you get depth, people. That's what the people who made the Roulette movie didn't understand.
That's right.
I like this still from the movie. If you go to
No,
IMDb.
let's not just sit here and describe stills we're looking
still
at.
40 of 90 on IMDb has one of the actors looking directly into the camera and smiling before they're about to beat Goose's girlfriend to death with golf clubs, and I think it's just magical.
I thought you were going to talk about the dad's chest some more. And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, right. No, we're done here, honey. All right. This was fabulous. Thank you so
This
much.
is excellent. Yeah.
Mikey P.
Fun.
This was a great choice.
I will watch this again. I bought it. I love it.
And I would genuinely say that it has some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were right on the money, Andy, when you compared it to El Mariachi. It reminds me a lot of that, and a lot of the like Hong Kong. Am I thinking right? Hong Kong, not Wire Fu. The other, is it the Hong Kong movies that didn't use wires? I don't remember. Yeah. Anywho, it reminds me of some 70s, 80s martial arts movies.
Like,
in a good way.
this guy had genuine skill in like martial arts and stuff, which I was like really surprised.
Yeah.
Got a real trauma feel to it too.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
For sure.
It's got everything.
Yeah. All right. Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mikey P.
Yeah, great choice. Thank you.
Fantastic.
It was fantastic because it was chosen by a fan.
Get it?
Oh my God.
Don't know if you do.
Didn't
All
you
right.
blow my mind this time, didn't you?
While Freddie's getting this. Oh, is it ready?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Do you know your Topicana question?
I do know it.
Do you want to share it?
Okay. Again, Topicana is available if you're a patron.
It's where we just talk about stuff.
So here's my question that we're going to answer as a group when we record this. So get your thinking hats on.
Yep.
Tell me about a great piece of advice you have received.
Great piece of advice I've received. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I was hoping you said ass instead.
Great, Pete. Tell me
That
about the
too.
best piece of ass you ever had.
I hope I already know your answer, Freddie.
Beer.
All right. Who wants to do this? At the end of every show, we always say hi to our Beelzebubs.
Hell yeah.
So let's say hi to them.
All right, Amanda.
Hi.
Much love. Ernie, I hope you got out of that gang.
Hi.
You're too sweet for that life. Alise, I hope you made it up the stairs okay and that you're feeling better.
I'll see you soon.
Bill, I hope you're enjoying springtime in New York.
I don't think he's in New York anymore.
Oh, wait.
Bill, wherever
I do
you
that
are.
every time.
Bill Farner, yes.
I hope that you are enjoying springtime wherever you are, unless you're in a very cold environment. Blake,
You can still enjoy cold environments.
I hope you're enjoying whatever environment you have your irons in.
I hope your environment is everything you dreamed. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder, Blake. Tree and Alex, I hope you dance.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, I'm ready for some more Destiny 2 when you are. And I think Amy is as well. Cassie and Jeremy, you should join us on Destiny sometime. We could do like a 6-person fire team and blast some shit.
Blast some shit, baby.
Jeff?
Cassie, I'm really enjoying your cricket creations. It's really nice to see.
She is making just delightful T-shirts.
That's awesome. Very crafty.
Mm-hmm.
I love our creative friends. Jeff L.
Yes.
I hope that
How's Cal
you...
L?
How is Cal L? That's yeah.
I feel like that joke has had to have been made.
We probably have done that, but
Jeff, will you let us know?
Sorry about Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
Iona Goodwin.
I want a great one.
Emily and Branan. We just saw Emily.
Hey, Emily. Pee-poo.
Pee-poo. If you were on our meetup on Zoom, you know what that means. It means pee and poop at the same time.
Now you know whether you were or weren't.
Adam Ingram.
Not really what it means, but it's fine.
I hope you don't have pee poop.
Yeah.
Pee poop's not a good thing unless you're into squirting out of your butt. In which case, different strokes, different folks. Bill Chandler,
He knows
love you,
what
buddy.
that means.
Bill is the star of our weekly meetups, in my humble opinion.
That's not nice to say when there's other people.
I know, but Bill brings it every time. He brings it every time. 100%.
Now you put the pressure on him too. I'll just be the star.
Bill, you always have to be
Freddie,
good.
you're just...
I just enjoy the hell out of everybody
know.
on those calls. Monica.
Hey.
You remember that Pabst? You sent us Pabst alcoholic coffee, and it was so good. And I just saw it at our local grocery store, so I'm going to go get some of that. I feel like it's got a lot of sugar in it, but it's so good. Blayne, speaking of things that are sweet.
Aww.
Blayne just got his mug too. He sent me a nice picture, a nice note with the mug. So enjoy your mug, Blayne.
Alyssa, the snow came back, and I am very sorry for that. She got her patio already.
To her.
That's right. We're sending you love and warmth, and we hope that you get things just the magical amount that you want for your hexes and so forth and so on. Brian just missed the call. You know, I get these little notifications. Aww. So we missed you, Brian. I noticed that you came in after we were done. That made me sad. So hopefully I'll see you Thursday. And last but not least, Carla.
Hey.
Hope you and Diane are getting along better these days. Oh, wrong Carla. I was thinking of Cheers.
You silly man.
Oh, it's funny when you. It's funnier when you have to explain the joke.
Mm-hmm. It is.
That's obvious to us too. Like you don't have to explain it, Freddy. We got it.
Why don't we start a spinoff where we just explain jokes to people? We're like, okay, see, it's funny because why do you even care about the chicken crossing the road?
I'd love that. Could you?
Mm-hmm. It'll be called Explainerinos.
Oh, I love that cereal.
Ha Explainerinos.
Ha Explainerinos.
Yeah, and we're like, okay, so here's the deal. The guy doesn't like bean soup, and they end up giving it to him as an enema because they got his chart mixed up with the other patient.
Oh,
now
I like
funny.
It better. Yeah, I like it better.
That's how you do it.
And then he blew a seal.
Anything else, folks?
No.
I just
have a good
folks.
week.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Hopefully see you Wednesday on our Hump Day Happy Hour, Kelley.
Get them vaxes.
Now we're vaccinated.
Yeah,
Get that vax all up in your body.
I want to find some songs to share to you.
Vaccinate, don't haterate.
Thanks for the food, Andy.
Oh, I hope you enjoy soon.
I'm going to make it soon.
You haven't had it yet, have you?
No, I'm probably going to make it here
This
soon.
is good for everybody.
Everybody, Andy made us a delicious looking lasagna.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on